Graham Stephan is a well-known finance expert with a popular YouTube channel. He also discusses money matters on Twitter. Graham Stephan says, if you make a positive impact on someone's life, and they have a good feeling towards that, there's nothing better than that. You can earn more money the sooner you invest through compound interest. The financial guru's advices are practical. People are already acquainted with some of his principles. Graham Stephan is an investment guru who advocates for financial literacy to his 4.2 million YouTube followers. He recently unveiled his investment strategy for 2023, and he explained on Twitter what people should know before investing. Welcome to my channel, The Taurus Treasury. To know about the top 5 investing lessons from Graham Stephan, watch this full video. If you like my videos, please hit the like button, subscribe and click on the bell notification so you do not miss out on any opportunities. Outside of real estate sales, Graham claims 6 rental properties that he manages in his extra time all through Los Angeles and San Bernardino country. He also runs one of the largest personal finance-related YouTube channels, with over 3.7 million subscribers and more than 10 million monthly viewers. Graham Stephan, who was born and raised in Santa Monica, California, entered the real estate industry in 2008 and obtained his license shortly after turning 18 years old. Graham has sold over $130 million worth of residential real estate since then. Orlando Bloom, Chloe Moritz, Suki Waterhouse, LeVar Arrington, Whale, and Casper Incorporated are just a few of his notable customers. If you are confused about where to start with investing, start with basic financial literacy, advises Graham Stephan. He identifies 5 crucial subcategories: investing in index funds, budgeting, taxes, retirement plans, credit scores. Here's how learning about these things can save you money in the long run. Number 5. Budgeting. The B word isn't pretty, but it sure is popular among finance hotshots. The greatest financial masters in America, including Suze Orman and Dave Ramsey, suggest their followers track their finances. It only requires linking your bank account and downloading a budget tracker. We optimize for what we measure, according to best-selling author James Clear. Spend 3 minutes developing a financial plan to maximize your chances of having more money in your bank account. Graham claims that every self-made millionaire he has come across has a habit of keeping track of their spending. This is because they are aware that good money management is more about how much you keep than how much you make. He prescribes signing up to a budgeting application and making note of all your expenses, both big and small, to know where your cash is going and whether you're spending more than you realize. He says to start small because the little savings will make it easier to be careful when making big purchases. According to his own words, it has a trickle-up effect on how you spend money. Say no to want spending. Seasonal sales and pop-up ads encourage us to buy things we don't really need. A lot of unnecessary spending occurs as a result of this quest for immediate gratification. That is the reason it's so normal to see individuals living paycheck to paycheck despite making immense cash. We have a propensity to inflate our expenses to match our income. We tend to spend rather than save whenever we have extra cash on hand. One way to avoid this is to minimize using a credit card and check if you can pay for that additional product in cash. If you can't, that most likely indicates that you cannot afford it. Ask yourself, do I really need this? Is another trick, as well as, will this actually make me happy? If the answer to that is yes, wait for a week and see if you feel the same. Number 4. Taxes. Taxes seem complicated, and they frequently can be. You can choose the best tax software come tax season if you know how to do the whole tax thing. In addition, you'll figure out how to exploit tax-exempt retirement plans and tax reductions, like the EV tax break. We pay the most in taxes, whether we like it or not. You contribute between 20 and 50% of your savings to income tax, state tax, payroll tax, and sales tax, regardless of where you live or how much money you make, which gradually adds up to a significant amount over time. In point of fact, if you actually try to figure out how much they cost, you'll find that they cost more than your house, car, or any other expensive asset you own. In that case, you ought to completely immerse yourself in comprehending taxes and figuring out ways to reduce the amount you owe. It is not taught in schools, nobody talks about it, and the majority of people don't even bother learning about it until they are forced to. Graham advises self-study or discussing strategies to save more money than you spend with your accountant or attorney. Number 3. Retirement plans. Retirement plans give tax-free benefits. There are a few types, all of which make saving money simpler. Understanding the Roth versus conventional individual retirement accounts, IRAs, can save you thousands when you retire. They offer investors different perks. Stephan believes that this is an investment that should be made by everyone. On Twitter, Stephan shared some troubling facts that inspired him to offer his investment advice. In particular, he mentioned the statistics on credit card debt, which show that Americans have borrowed a lot and are at risk of not being able to pay it back. Stephan provided a link to a fact sheet indicating that Americans owe $930 billion in credit card debt, more than the $870 billion they owed during the 2008 financial crisis. The fact sheet also demonstrated a significant rise in delinquency rates, which measure the proportion of individuals have fallen on payments and may not be able to repay their debt. More specifically, delinquency rates are up 0.16% from the prior quarter, with 5.32% of cardholders delinquent. Younger Americans make up an excessively high portion of those delinquencies, as they have a 76% higher delinquency rate than other age groups. Stephan said that these facts were extremely concerning when he shared them. In addition, he went on to give some important investing advice to those who owe. The best investment you can make right now is to pay off your credit card debt. Everything else can wait, he urged. Last but not least, focus on discovering your passion and growing professionally. You are young enough to take every kind of risk. You can pursue music, composing, land, and so on. If that's your passion, concentrate on gaining experience. You presumably won't make a lot of cash right away, but having many years of experience will likely lead to higher earnings in the long run. Number 2. Credit scores. Better credit means you pay less interest on loans. Consider purchasing a house using a mortgage. Someone with a fair credit score may have to pay $100,000 more in loan interest than someone with an excellent credit score. That is sufficient to purchase 2 Teslas. Education is the key to forming healthy credit building habits. You will be able to reduce the cost of borrowing money more quickly, the quicker you understand how credit works. Make your money invisible. Making money disappear as soon as it is credited to your account is a trick that Graham Stephan has imitated in his own life after watching that millionaires are following it religiously. He doesn't mean to spend it on things, but in fact, the opposite. Promptly put your cash in promising investments. Move it to an investment account you don't utilize frequently, or purchase a valuing resource like land with it. This leaves only a few $1,000s in his checking account, and he is forced to use only that much to get by. You are less likely to spend money on unnecessary items the more out of reach your money is. It places you prone to save more, which then snowballs into a fortune in the future. Number 1. Index fund investing. Index funds are Graham Stephan's favorite. In his 2023 money growth strategy, he assigns 35% of his venture portfolio to record reserves. This is because they are stable and have a track record of providing high returns on investments. Not all assets are made equivalent. Find out more about them to learn how they charge fees and how they stack up against other investments like ETFs, individual stocks, and real estate. Don't invest in what you don't understand. Another admirable statement Graham makes is that no investor has ever credited his success to a comment he read on social media. Nobody knows how to get rich by guessing. Whether they admit it or not, anyone in good financial standing knows exactly where their money goes and the connection between the risk they are willing to take and the reward they will receive. You should never make decisions based on FOMO, because there will always be lucrative opportunities that look promising. Be particular about where you put your cash and know extremely damn well why it is that you're doing and what you're doing. Clarity and conviction can change the game in your favor. Turn these tips into habits and make more money. That's all for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions regarding this, let us know in the comments section. Like and subscribe the video, and don't forget to hit the bell button.